Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. All right, back in the computer room. Today we're going to look at some overlooked running backs. Consensus rankings have them too low, lower than I like. So we're going to go over my favorite overlooked running backs. And before we get started, hey, it's a great time of year. Everybody's 0-0 unless you're in some sort of weird league. So that makes you tied for first. All right, let's try to keep it that way. Well, or at least get you solo possession at first. Taking the field today, Fantasy AI Data Center coming out. The players in today's show. Getting ready for today's show. Here they come. And let's get started. Let's get started right away with my top 10 running backs ranked too low. Consensus Rankings has them too low. Up first is Josh Jacobs with Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, I got him ranked 8th. A lot of the problem here is that nobody loves that 30-second schedule. I don't like it either. Ain't nobody liking the toughest running schedule Green Bay has. Now you flip the coin over, Jordan Love and the receivers have the easiest passing schedule, easiest quarterback schedule, easiest wide receiver schedules. So, hey, Green Bay's going to be scoring. They're going to be passing. Hopefully it's going to all look good and roll good this year too with an easy schedule. And Josh Jacobs, though it's going to be hard running, but they ain't going to be trying to stack the box against him, all right? So you see what he did? He missed some of the games late last year. That White took over, but hey, let's say he led the NFL in rushing in 2022. He's going to face a lot less loaded boxes in 2024 with that Jordan Love and that number one easy passing schedule. So I think that we're starting to get Josh Jacobs a little cheap here. One other ranker, or someone wrote this little paragraph here, found it humorous. It says, in paragraph, he got massive 4-year deal that he signed with, Jacobs signed with the Packers. Don't be surprised if Marshawn Lloyd replaces Jacobs by Thanksgiving. So the Packers sign a massive 4-year deal with the Josh Jacobs, and they're going to replace him by Thanksgiving. What? What kind of thinking is that? I mean, yes, this Lloyd's, hey, we're going to look out for him. He's new. He'll take over as the number 2. But they got an investment in Josh Jacobs. They're going to run with it. And he's got the credentials. He led the league 2 years ago. I think that this number 1 passing schedule is going to keep defenses honest. A lot of scoring. I like Josh Jacobs. I mean, I think that, hey, we've all moved him down because of that schedule. Now we need to start creeping him back up because, hey, he's still going to be one of the better running backs. So let's move on to number 9 on the list, Derrick Henry. Yeah, they've got him ranked 9th. I've got him ranked 5th. 4 spots higher. I just trust him. Look at this. He got an easy 11th schedule, so that's a pretty good running schedule. And Lamar Jackson, those receivers have an easy schedule too. So looking good. Baltimore, one of the top teams. Good scoring there. Let's look at Derrick Henry here. Whew, look at those stats. Look at all those explosive games. Those are touchdowns. Look at that 12 touchdowns. Expect that to continue. I know Lamar Jackson, threat rushing, but he only had 5 last year. He was 2nd in rushing despite a terrible offensive line and bad quarterbacks, Henry. All right. He led the league in 280 carries. And now he's teamed with Lamar Jackson. Who are you going to pick your poison? Who are you going to stop? Just love it. I mean, the touchdowns, the scoring. I just can't wait to see him try to load the box to stop Henry, and then Lamar Jackson takes it out the outside and just runs right back. Anyway, love me some Derrick Henry. Moving on, Barkley. I mean, these are all guys on the top offenses. Look at Barkley. They've got him ranked 7th. I've got him ranked my 3rd top running back. Right? Look at this number 2 easy running schedule. I got to love it. Comes in with new offensive line here. You know, he's going from the Giants to the Philadelphias. Now, I know the Kelsey's gone, but he's still going to have one of the top offensive lines. And you know that Jalen Hurts is going to keep him honest, and A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, great offense. Scoring's going to be better. Everything's going to be looking up for Barkley. And Kenneth Gainwell, who's not even ranked, is his backup in competition. I don't think there's going to be much when Barkley wants to come out of the game. Well, he might, but other than that, it's going to be Barkley. Just love it. I think he's going to get a big year. All right, moving on. How about Ryan Robinson Jr.? I got him ranked coming in here as the 7th overlooked. They've got him ranked 35th. I've got him ranked 28th. And potential's there to even be higher. Just love the potential here. Now they got a middle of the road schedule. 15th. Hey, I guess it's in the top half. But excuse me, teaming him up with Jaden Daniels here. What's he going to do? Kind of explosive. Now, I know Austin Eckler comes in, but, if that was a big threat, well, he wouldn't be ranked 37th by the consensus rankers, right? So, I like some Brian Robinson Jr. Kingsbury loves to run the ball near the goal line, so that's going to be a plus. Daniels can help keep those defenses honest. You start stacking the box and worried about Robinson here, that Daniels will take it on the outside or do, maybe some competent passing, better quarterback play. But Gibson's out, Eckler's in. Maybe, maybe Eckler. Well, imagine if Eckler gets hurt. He's getting up there. Ed hasn't been getting hurt lately. Well, if that happens, then Brian Robinson's in there by himself. Because Gibson's gone on to New England. So, hey, I think people are overlooking Brian Robinson Jr. I like it. Just keep overlooking him. I'll take him. Moving on. How about Najee Harris, right? They got him ranked 23rd. I've got him ranked 16th. Right? Maybe I'm a little high on him, huh? Well, let's take a look. They got the easiest running schedule. Who doesn't like that? Yeah, you're saying, oh, what about Jalen Warren here? Well, there was room for both of them last year, right? And now they got the easiest running schedule, improved quarterback play. Russell Wilson's going to come in there and help stabilize it, maybe help get some first downs, keep that drive going for Najee. He got that easy schedule there. So, I just like it. I know Warren, you got him there too. He got some stuff, but hey, I think there's enough of both of them. I'm not worried about that too much. So I really like Najee Harris. I think people are overlooking him. I think the team's going to do better, obviously. So I like him there at 16. Ezekiel Elliott, right? They've got him ranked 38th. I've got him ranked 30th. And I'm surprised at that, right? So look at that first of all. You got one of the top offenses last year. CeeDee Lamb's got the second easiest schedule over here at passing or receiving. And Dak Prescott has the third easiest quarterback schedule. So, the passing game's going to be rocking and rolling, right? Well, they get it down there. Guess who's going to come in and get the touchdown? Zeke, all right? Hey, he was around, did good, picked it up at the end there. Show me Ricky Dowdell. Third down, Zeke. Running down the goal line, Zeke. Look over at Dak Prescott. He ran only 2 touchdowns in last year. So I think people are, he's going to get his 6 points. 6 point, I'm saying on rushing, and he should be getting at least 30, 40 yards rushing, 20 yards receiving each week, then the touchdown to go with it, and all of a sudden he's up to 12, which is great, for, hey, don't overlook Zeke. I think they're overlooking him. You get him that cheap, 30th, I'll take him. I'll have to spot, you spot start him when you have to, but what a great spot starter to have, especially when they got some easy game on prime time and they're playing and he's going to get 2 touchdowns. Anyway, don't overlook Zeke. Moving on, how about Raheem Mostert? Got a trend going here. I like those guys who can get the touchdowns, right? Well, I've got him ranked 19th. They've got him ranked all the way down to 27th. What? He was the number 2 fantasy finisher last year, Mostert. Look at all those, out the last 2. And he was missed out the last 2 games. He was still the 2nd in fantasy finish. Look at those. They're putting putting out the pasture a little early, I think. So, really like Raheem Mostert here. I know, crowded running back room, right? And middle of bottom half schedule here, but Miami's going to be one of the top scoring teams. And A-Chain's got a little bit, look at that, all those games missed in the middle, all right? Little history. Now, he does miss those games in the middle. I'm not saying that Jalen Wright ain't going to come in and share with Mostert, but they get down by the goal line. Guess who's getting a touchdown? And guess who got 18 of them last year? And guess who? Miami's going to be one of the top offenses again. I mean, what are you going to do? Stop Tyreek Hill over here? You know, put everybody on Tyreek, maybe Waddle, but and A-Chain you're worried about. Then Mostert's going to be sneaking in all those touchdowns. I just love him. 19th, I'll take him. They got him ranked 27th. What is he going to be? My third running back? I'll take him. Moving on. How about Montgomery? Another touchdown hog here, right? Excuse me. They have him ranked 19th. I got him 11th. My whole thing on this team is I think that Gibbs is ranked too high at 5 and Montgomery's too low at 19. Just let's take a look here. We see that the fantasy average, Gibbs had 12.8, which is great. He should be ranked high. And Detroit's going to be one of the better offenses again, right? But wait a minute. Montgomery was a full point higher than him. Why? Because he get a touchdown a game. They get it close to the goal line. Montgomery's getting the touchdown. It worked the year before. That's how they played it. They have a touchdown back in Detroit. It's been 2 years now in a row. And they got a receiving back. Gibbs is the receiving back. So a little spice. I'm not saying he isn't. And I like him, but I'd put him closer to 10th, and I'd move Montgomery closer to down the thing there. I got him 11th. I mean, those two should be closer together in rankings. I love Detroit. I think they're going to still have one of the top teams, top offenses, but we'll see. Look tougher schedule. I don't like the 25th rushing schedule here, but I think there'll be enough to go around for feed both of them. All right. Moving on. How about Devin Singletary for the Giants? I've got him ranked 21st. They've got him ranked 31st. I got 10 spots higher on him. What do I love about him? Well, Giants, they got the 10th easiest rushing schedule. That ain't bad. And look at that, passing's the 11th and 12th. That both the passing and running are two of the easier schedules. So while Malik Neighbors might be making some noise over here on the receiving, hopefully Devin Singletary, will be doing so on the running side. We got, you see him take over that last few weeks there. Look at those, when he finally got in the game, took over for Pierce. He was the running back in Houston doing good. Hey, weeks 9 through 18, he averaged 19 touches. So he can hold up and run it. He says, I feel like, this is Singletary, I feel like I'm a playmaker just like Barkley. So I'm just going to be me, right? Singletary has an average of 4.6 yards per carry over his career, right? So, I mean, he's been getting the ball done, getting it done. I think he's going to be overlooked here. Going to be the focus point, right? Who else is it going to be? Tyrone Tracy, there a lot of talking him up. He's up 52nd. But beyond him, I think that Devin Singletary is going to be a workhorse. I think with that easier schedule, I like him. I think he's going to be productive. He was 31st and played half the time. He was 31st finish last time and only played half the year. So I really like Singletary. Don't be overlooking him. Moving on. And up next, my top one being overlooked is Jerome Ford. All right? Feel sorry for Nick Chubb, but I just don't see him being ready. Here it is. It suffered a torn ACL, MCL, week 2. It was devastating. We saw it. Needed 2 surgeries. Seems to be highly unlikely he's going to be ready for week 1. So we're talking pup. So he ain't going to be there first 6 weeks. All right? They brought in Foreman. Now that's a great move by them. I like it. Look at this number 6th easiest running schedule. Look at the passing. Cooper 5th easiest passing. Easy. This is one of the top teams. Right? Cleveland was one of the top teams last year. Jerome Ford finished 19th last year, so it shouldn't be no surprise. They got him ranked 41st right now. Right? Yeah, the threat of Nick Chubb. coming back, but he's not going to be there first 6 weeks, right? Well, let's take a look at this. He had Ford ran 17 times against San Francisco, and they beat him last year. 84 yards, that's 4.9 average. Had another game last year against Baltimore. These are good teams, right? Ford ran 17 times for 100 yards, 107 yards, a 6.3 average. Now, last year, and this is despite the quarterback randomizer going on last year. Flacco was in for 5. Watson was in for 6. P.J. Walker, 6. DTR showed up in 8 games. Driscoll was in there a game. I mean, it's just rotating quarterbacks. Nothing going. So every time they brought in one of these P.J. Walker or Driscoll, they're focusing in on stopping the running game, right? I don't think they'll have that luxury this game, hopefully. Number 7th passing schedule. Number 5 on the receiver schedule. Like we said, the easy rushing schedule. I just like Ford. I think Chubb's not going to be there early, and then see how long. And then they're going to ease him in. So you get good weeks out of him, right? The first 3 games here are against Dallas, which is at home. When Dallas is a middle road rushing defense. Now, I don't like the away game. They got the second game in Jacksonville. But that third game, Chubb's not back yet. It's against the Giants, the 29th ranked rushing defense. I mean, the first 3 games are going to be great. So, and you're getting him for right now the 41st ranking. They're overlooking him, and you know what? Yeah, later on you might have to take him out of your lineup. But hey, first few weeks while you're figuring out some other things, maybe you take long shots and some others to replace him later in the season. But I love him. I think they're overlooking him. FantasyAI. So I just love it, and I think they're overlooking him. So let's move on. Ooh, hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, please hit that like or subscribe button. I like to say, if you don't like it, go ahead and hit that like button. And maybe that subscribe button. All right, now it's time to fill my shorts. I'm going to be filling my shorts. Warning, this is a rapid repeat. FantasyAI with running backs ranked way too low. How about Josh Jacobs in Green Bay? Yeah, he has a tough schedule, but that offense can be rolling. Derrick Henry coming in and try to stop him and Lamar Jackson. Good luck with that. How about Barkley coming in with Philadelphia? Team upgrade. Easy rushing schedule. Love him there. Brian Robinson Jr. being overlooked. Eckler being looked over or too high, I think. In Washington, how about Najee Harris in Pittsburgh? Well, Russell Wilson in to stabilize the quarterback position, and they're going to have a great running schedule. How about Zeke there? 38th? Please, he's the number 1 in Dallas. Come on. How about Mostert? He had 21 touchdowns last year. They got him ranked 27th, like he's going to fall off the earth. Montgomery had a lot of touchdowns in Detroit. Look for that to you, didn't you? How about Singletary, focus point in the New York Giants? Had a great second half last year. Looking forward to him this year. How about Jerome Ford? Show me Nick Chubb's healthy. How about? I like him up until then. Did great last year filling in.